name that is synonymous with the Microlise Transport Conference is, of course, its long-standing host, Mr. Quentin Willson. Quentin, welcome back. Have you had a good day? How's the conference been?
It's been great. I mean, this is my 6th year here now, and every year it gets just better and better. I mean, if you look outside, it's kind of got an epic feel to it, all this wonderful signage, all this activity and bustle. And I think, you know, we've had 1,200 people through the door today, some of them very, very senior. You get this unique snapshot of the haulage industry, the logistic map of the nation. And they are really, really good. They're terribly forward-thinking, terribly kind of concerned and interested, and this best practice thing is just great. You see it time and time again. Yeah. So coming to a thing like this is really heartening for me, because you've got this general gloom outside in the economy, and you come here to the logistics industry, and they're on it, which is great. Yeah, and very engaged. So I've been seeing the same questions as you have throughout the day coming from the audience, and some really hard-hitting questions. They want the answers to these things, and now is the time for innovation, isn't it? Seems like it's been a very, very relevant topic this year. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at some difficulties for the industry because of all the kind of clean air zones in cities and ultra low emission zones and Euro 6 lorries and the cost of changing them. But we had a guy from DHL who just out of his pocket brought out these tiny, thin little solar panels that they're going to put on top of their Arctics. Why wouldn't you? And it'll help, you know, the electronics in the fridge unit or the cab or whatever, and save energy. And that's the kind of, and this was done by his team, not an outsourced thing. The people within DHL, his little team of innovators, have done this, and that's great. So you see things here that you wouldn't see elsewhere, and it's really, really great. And yes, there are difficult targets with nitrous oxide and particulates and all that sort of thing, but I'm really confident that the industry will solve them. And fantastic that we've had such a great example of new innovation. It's not all doom and gloom. We've had great things happening today. Some more difficult discussions. The presentation, of course, from the police officer Scott that was talking about vehicles being used in terrorist attacks, which is a really tricky subject. So a huge scope of things that we've discussed today. And as ever, Microlise has been providing, well, motor transport with wonderful statistics from the delegates. They've been voting away on their phones all day. Were there any votes or statistics that came out of that today that surprised you? One really heartening thing is that, you know, we're talking about Brexit and the challenges it faces, the industry faces, and there is this general feel when you get the questions that, look, we'll solve it. Yeah. You know, 98% of everything you buy in the shops is carried by an Arctic lorry or a van or a truck, and they know the importance to the UK economy. 150 billion contribution to GDP every year. And there's real kind of innovation, there's real just determination and tenacity, and they will sort all this out. And there's not a pessimism there, and you would think, because this year of all years, you've got Brexit, you've got the air quality issues, you've got a declining economy, but the electricity here and this kind of smiley, positive energy will crack it, because we do that sort of stuff. It's great. It's overwhelming, actually.
Yeah. Well, on that bombshell, Quentin, I think we will leave that. Thank you so much for being here again this year.
Pleasure, and fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Year 7. Yeah.
Thank you.